Students, welcome back. Today we are going to start a new form of business organization, that is joint stock company. This is the biggest form, the largest form of business organizations that can be created in the private sector. So we have studied about sole proprietorship, that in the single owner business. Then in joint Hindu family business there were restriction that only family members can join. Okay? When it comes to cooperative society, that is basically not for profit making, that is for mutual help. In partnership there is limit for 50 members. So to extend the business or to expand the activities level, we form companies. Now, what is a joint stock company? The company form of organization is considered to be the most suitable for organizing business activities on large scale, because we can arrange huge capital from public, and then this can be used to employ trained employees, which will further help to improve the business condition and work efficiently. So, according to the according to the Companies Act 2013, the last definition states a joint stock company is an artificial person having separate legal existence. That means it has a separate existence from its owner. It has perpetual succession. That means it means go on for many years, and it has a common seal. That is the signature of the company. In the words of Justice Lindley, joint stock company is meant as an association of many persons who contribute money or money's worth to a common stock and employ it for some common purpose. Or, in the words of Professor Hani, joint stock company is a voluntary association of individuals for profit having a capital divided into transferable shares, the ownership of which is in condition of membership. So, according to these few words, we can find some features of a joint stock company. To understand these definitions, we firstly need to understand the meaning of these words like separate legal existence, perpetual succession, common seal, invisible, intangible. So, what are these words? Let's start. The very first feature is that it has separate legal existence. It is not like in case of sole proprietorship or partnership. In company, the registration is compulsory, and after registration, the company gets formed into a different existence, as a different as a different individual. A company is a separate legal entity. That means it can enter into contracts by its own name. It can buy and sell assets in its own name. It can do transactions with other people, and that all will be done in the name of company only, not in the name of anyone else. Secondly, it is an artificial person. That means it doesn't have any natural body or physical body. It works with the help of representative, which are called directors. The directors are the people who are elected by the shareholders and who are responsible for running the whole business enterprise. The next feature is registration. So registration is compulsory in case of a joint stock company. No joint stock company can come into existence without registration. It is compulsory to get the company registered within the law pursuit as prescribed by the Companies Act 2013. If you are doing business without registering, then that business is void, and in certain cases it may be illegal also. Then next is perpetual succession. Perpetual succession means that it will go on for years and years. It is not for a single year or for 2 years or more. It is for a longer period of time, and it passes on from members to member. It doesn't come to an end with the death or insolvency or incapacity of member. It goes on forever and forever, because it is created by law, so it can only be winded up by law only. You have to do certain formalities to form a business, and in the similar way, if you want to close down your business, you have to do certain other formalities only. The death of any member does not affect the existence. Members, an important line here is, members may come and members may go, but the company goes on forever. The only way to close a company is to do the legal procedure, is to follow up the winding up procedure. Then there's a common seal when we are talking about company. Common seal means it is like the signature of company. Company is an artificial person. It is acting as on its own while signing the contract, but not being a natural person, it cannot sign by its own name. It needs someone helps who can uh, put signature on its behalf. So that is done through seal. The directors are obliged, the directors have the power to use the common seal of the company, which serves as the signature of the company. Wherever the signature of company is required, let it be any contract, let it be any property papers, all that is void until and unless there is company seal on it. Being an artificial person, the company cannot sign. Therefore, there is a need for a common seal with its name engraved on it. The activities of company are carried out through a group of people who are called directors. Anyone acting on behalf of company can use common seal in place of signature to bind the company. Any document which do not bear the common seal is not binding of company. That means it doesn't have any legal effect on the company. The next is transferability of shares. There are two kinds of companies, public and private. In private company, there is restriction that you cannot transfer your shares to someone else freely. But when we are talking about a public company, there is no such restriction. You can freely transfer your shares to anyone else. When you have money, you can invest into that business, and when you get out of funds, you can simply sell those shares to someone else and get your money back. But this is not possible in case of private companies. There are too many restrictions in private company, but they are freely transferable in public companies. Next is there is separation of ownership and control. In company form of business, the ownership and control are not in the hand of same people. The owners are the shareholders who are invest money into the business, but they are not the one who control the business. That is done by the elected representatives who are called the directors of the company. They are the one who control the overall affairs of the company. The last one is that it has limited liability. A company form of business has